welcome one and all, wherever you guys are joining us from today. Welcome to our podcast, Below the Belt. And we are so privileged, as usual, to have so many of you joining us today, guys. We are so privileged. Why don't you let us know, wherever you're joining us from around the world, how you are receiving our podcast, how you're receiving the audio. We want to make sure that everything sounds great. We always ask, we don't want to take it for granted. We want to we want to make sure that everything is sounding great at your end. So, guys, please, please, please let us know how you are receiving the podcast today. It will be our privilege to know that. There is an ongoing press conference currently by the People's National Congress Reform. There is a press conference that is happening currently, guys, and I want to just bring you into some of that. I think it's about wrapping up, but I want you to know that that is happening also. And Maureen Coppin Williams and Magnell Barr and all the other folks. I'm happy you were hearing us loud and clear. I want to bring in some of that podcast, some of that press conference, rather, as it is happening as we speak. The leader of the PNCR, Mr. Aubrey Norton, he is leading the press conference. There is Amanda Walton, Dizzy, one of the central exec member. There's Christopher Jones as well. There is the general secretary, Gita Chandran Edmonds, also, and there is the chairman of the party, Mr. Sherwin Holer. He is part of the press conference as well. I'm going to bring in some of that audio for you guys. And then I'm going to join you back in just a couple of minutes, just giving you a sense of what's happening in other places. Or it seems as though I brought you in as it was really wrapping up there. They were on for some time now, and I just wanted to give you guys a sense of what was happening in other places, and we got the thank you from Christopher Jones at the very end of the present there. Nonetheless, folks, we are happy that you are here, and it was a very, very robust discussion on national issues and, of course, PNCR party issues. That being said, folks, again, welcome to the podcast. Wherever you guys are joining us from today, it is our immense privilege to have each and every one of you with us. It is our distinct privilege, guys, to have each and every one of you with us. So please let us know how you are receiving that. And we hope that you are reading the audio just fine, guys. We really hope that you are reading the audio just fine wherever you are picking us up from. Let us know that. Give us another indication whether the audio is great wherever you guys are joining us from. We are, again, so happy and so privileged that so many of you guys are joining us around the world. It is our privilege to be here with each and every one of you. I see Erwin Don Cook is here. I see Andrew Cuthbert is here as well. I see Doreen Van Veal. What a beautiful name. Doreen Van Veal, Hazel Griffith, Glennis Mingo Byrne, Andrew Cuthbert is here as well. And guys, again, it is our privilege having each and every one of you here with us. We would have it no other way. Sherry Baskin Greenwich, we see you joining us from Barbados. Alexis Arthur is here as well. Paulette Hicks, Lorraine Beath, and Rosamond McLeod. Guys, really good to see each and every one of you. Real privilege to see Ann Webb and Paulette Hicks, Glennis Mingo Bourne, Wilma is there as well. And we're going to try to get out some of the system audio from our live stream. That being said, guys, we are so privileged again to have each and every one of you. It is a privilege to have each and every one of you with us. Thank you so much for being part of the program. Thank you guys so very much for being part of the program. We would have it no other way. A very good afternoon to you guys, and we trust that all is well. We're going to give you guys an indication when it's time to call. It's Open Mic Friday, as you know, guys, and we're going to give you guys an indication when it's time to come. But we want to get through a couple preliminary issues. As you know, when you come on, we always invite you guys to share the live stream, to show us those emojis, and we'll be no different today. It is going to be no different today at all, because we want to know what's happening where you are. We want to know how you guys are receiving the broadcast as well. So it's going to be no different today. We really, really, really want to see those emojis. We really want to see those emojis, guys. So let us know what is happening where you are. And I see Tony Hank is joining us from the diaspora. Wilma Grant is here as well. Lynette Jacob says she's present. I see Auntie Sandra Hanover is here. Doreen Clark. Persis Baggett is here too. And Margaret Nelson. Good to see you, Margaret. Carol Fordyce is here as well. And all the other beautiful, fantastic folks. It is Open Mic Friday. That means you have a chance to have your say. So I'm going to try to get through the preliminary issues very, very quickly. Guys, you know we always like to talk about the weather where we are. It's fantastic weather in the national capital city of Georgetown, Guyana. And it's 27 degrees outside, but they're telling us here at weather.com there's a 59% chance that it's going to rain, and we're going to watch that. We're going to watch that just a little bit, how that pans out. We're going to watch that. 59% chance of rain as 27 degrees outside. It's good weather. It is good weather outside. Guys, what are you having for lunch? What are you guys having for lunch? We are having we are in the prelude to lunch mode. The prelude to lunch mode. I had a puri, and I don't think I've had any sodas yet, but I had some puri, and I'm getting my palate set for the main course. That's a prelude, guys. What are you guys having at your end? Very interested to know that. Very, very eager to know that. Very, very eager to know how things are at your end. Guys, we are on the live stream at my end. Um, um, so those of you who call in, we're going to give you guys the indication just now on what's happening. And we are going to let you know when you can call. All right, so bear with us where that is concerned. Let us get through some of the preliminary issues first, and then you guys can come through in very short order. So I want to get through very quickly some of the stuff I want to draw to your attention that is happening on the ground here. I trust you guys are going to do something nice for lunch, and we are hopeful that that is meaningful to your bodies. We don't just want to eat any and everything, you know. We want it to be it to be good for us, it to be good for our system. Folks, we are following some news breaking internationally that legendary Hollywood actor and the first black man to win an Oscar, Sir Sidney Poitier, has died at the age of 94. And, you know, one of the epic films that Sidney Poitier came in is that film To Sir with Love. And folks, I don't know, but it gets me every time. Every time I watch that movie, the soundtrack is, you know, a very, very classy one, and classy and a classic. Classic and classy. The soundtrack for that film, To Sir with Love, starring Sidney Poitier. And I read his book, I read his autobiography a couple of years ago, A Measure of a Man. Fantastic, fantastic piece of writing by Sidney Poitier. And one of the things I always challenge our Guyanese folks to do, especially folks with tremendous institutional knowledge, whether it's about history, it's about our politics, it's about, you know, they've had beautiful, big, huge lives, is to write. We don't write enough as Guyanese. We've had some fantastic writers over the year. My favorite poet being the late great poet Martin Carter. I love also the work of Mahadai Das, our I would say she's our national poetess. So there's Carter, high up in my books, the late great poet Martin Carter, and then there is Mahadai Das. Love, love, love the work of Mahadai Das. We've had some tremendously good writers over the years. Milton, you had Milton Williams. You've had lots and lots of fantastic writers. Melville, Pauline Melville, a fantastic book in the ventriloquist tale. But more Guyanese need to write. We had Fred Diegar's, one of what I call I think one of the all-time seminal books, even though it's a very short novel by a Guyanese, Fred Diegar, Longest Memory. We have had some fantastic writers over the years. I'm just barely scratching the surface here. Jan Kuru and Paloma Mohammed, Dr. Paloma Mohammed, who is incidentally the current Vice Chancellor of the University of Guyana. Fantastic writers we have had, fantastic thinkers, fantastic influencers, but I think we need to write more. Our politicians certainly need to write more and to chronicle our experiences as a Guyanese. I'd love to read something coming out of David Grange. I'd love to read something coming out of Moses Nagamoto, who, by the way, has quite a few books under his belt. But I don't want to stray from the point that breaking internationally, we have lost legendary Hollywood actor and the first black man to win an Oscar, Sir Sidney Poitier. He was 94 years old, and what a full life he has lived. And I remember, the final, or what was, I think, central to that book, The Measure of a Man. And he was saying that, in spite of all of his, the accolades that he has achieved in his life and all the fame and all and everything else, the trappings that came with that, the measure of a man is providing for your family. And what a beautiful, so simple, but so many of us find it so difficult. The measure of a man, Sidney Poitier says in that fantastic book, of his, the autobiography, well, rather his, is saying that, the measure of a man is providing for your family, and that is something we all can take with us. And so, our thoughts and prayers go out to the international community, the friends and family of Sidney Poitier, and the community, the global community that loved him. That news breaking on the wires just as we came on. Sidney Poitier, gone at 94. Fare thee well, sir. Fare thee well. Fare thee well. And we following locally on the other side of the Atlantic, locally here in Guyana, a spate of robberies, a spate of robberies. And I was looking at some video footage coming on again. There's a gentleman trying to get into his yard, trying to enjoy, his hard-earned labor, trying to enjoy his property, try to enjoy, the good things of life. And there's these guys, these menace and pestilence of society, attempting to rob him. Folks, it's not Irish Saturday yet, and it's Friday, but these guys are out. We got to be vigilant wherever we are. Folks, we have got to be vigilant. And I really advise you, I really encourage you to be vigilant. And I think it's only because of his vigilance, he was spared what could have been a situation that could have really gone south in 0 to 60. That being said, guys, also we are following what has been happening in the U.S. Yesterday, the 6th day of January 2022, the U.S. was commemorating the anniversary of the assault on the Capitol, that insurrection there that was triggered by U.S. President Donald Trump. The people loves Trump. They love Trump. They love Pompeo. We can be talking about Pompeo in the ring this evening. We can talk about Pompeo because part of what I gotta say, you gotta see. So we're going to be talking about Pompeo in the ring tonight. But the U.S. was commemorating the anniversary of that assault on the Capitol. And there was a statement that was released by lots of influential folks there. But we've been following one by Barack Obama, the former president of the United States. We've been following that. And folks, I don't want to pretend that we have our own insurrection here at GCOM and Hatfield Street. I don't want to pretend we didn't have our own insurrection here. And so we got to remember that date as well. Can we talk about that? I don't want to pretend it didn't happen. Can we talk about that? And in other things we were following at this end before we open up the lines to you guys, another thing we're following is there's a song that was released by a local he is Haitian born but lives here, and his name is Sunday Quran. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. I think it's a gospel. But it was recently released, and I wanted to just throw that out there in the ether that there are people doing great things, and not just only to bombard you guys with politics. There are other things actually happening in the country. So I think I'm going to have Sunday on with us maybe over the weekend, and the song is called Ufidel. And I think if I remember what he says, it translates as is you faithful. And he's talking about God, of course. You faithful. I think he says, "Who is you?" and Fidel is faithful. Ufidel. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. And Sunday has a very good good voice to match. And so Guyanese, bona fide and adopted Guyanese are doing great things. And I just wanted to throw that into the mix and don't always give you a sense that it's all doom and gloom. Even though the Jacobats doing what they gotta do and we're gonna stand against them, I wanted you to get a sense that there are other things that are happening locally as well. Guys, the number is 627-6963. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know where you're calling us from if you can. Let us know how the weather is where you're calling from, what you might be having for lunch, and any issues that might be on your mind. Let us know. Let us know what's happening at your end, guys. Let us know. And the mic is live. The mic is yours, folks. 627-6963 is our WhatsApp number. I'll be privileged if you guys can call us there. And I always say you don't have to be PP, you don't have to be APNU AFC to call, you could be a supporter of the PP if you want to call and make a statement. Go right ahead. You could be a supporter of any political party or no political party. You could be a religious person or non-religious. All are welcome. We always say in our social media spaces, and we believe it is only with the I don't want to say conflagration of ideas, but it's with the synthesizing. That's a better word. The synthesis of ideas, the better ideas, the stronger ideas emerge, and we are hopeful. We are hopeful that those ideas can move the country forward. Not so, Ronnie Caesar. Not so, Ingrid King and Shondell Moses, Persis Baggett. Not so, Auntie Sandra Hanover. Auntie Sandra says she's having chung min and chicken with pickled mango. Beams. Folks, you're all old enough to know what BIMS mean. We got to explain that to some people. Know BIMS means please some. It used to be a cliche. It used to be one of the slangs back in the day. BIMS, BEEMS. BIMS means can I have some? And if you don't want to share, if you're stingy, you say no beams. No beams, no bag, no rotten by leg. Letitia Barker, how are you guys doing? Good to see you out there. Yvonne McPherson, Rhonda Ferguson, good to see you guys. The line is open. 627-6963 is our number. It's open mic Friday. The mic is yours. Come on and talk the things. Cycling Earl, good to see you. Rhonda Ferguson, Anson Mob Lynch, Patricia Kissoon, Amanda Daniel, Shondell Moses, wherever you are, guys. I know there's a snowstorm barreling down in parts of the US. Guys, stay warm wherever you are and exercise every precaution. Beatrice Selby, we see you out there. Is it Terrence Wallace, Rowena Williams? The mic is open. The mic is yours. 627-6963 is our open mic Friday. Y'all don't all go shy of me. I know you got some viragos out there. Y'all don't pretend now. Y'all don't pretend upon me. I think we have a caller, guys. Let's see. The mic is yours. Go right ahead.
Hi, Sherrod. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
How are you doing this morning? I hope you're in the best health experience.
I am fantastic, and I hope you are as well.
Okay. No, well, my name is Stefan. I'm calling from New York City. I enjoy watching the show, and I have a few subjects I want to touch on.
Go right ahead.
Well, I going back to the old people saying. Old people say you don't see things in the daytime and take 5 sticks to look for it in the night. My thing is about 23 years we've been in the dungeon. I'm talking from small and new growing up, seeing all these rights and things. 23 years, and our people of Guyana is still going to put these people back in for how many more years? My thing about it is, Sharad, you see things in the daytime, you don't take prices to look for it in the night. You can recall the story where that 14-year-old boy show the then president, his middle finger, what happened to him?
Yes, yep. Sent off to jail.
Okay, so a lot of people know about this story. So where is mankind, humanity? A person did this to a teenager, and you are still following this type of people. It doesn't make no sense to me, Sharat. That's the reason why so many things happening to Guyana right now, because y'all got the evil prevailing.
Yep, and there's an adage that says, for evil to prevail, good men only got to stand by and do nothing. For evil to prevail,
and that's what happened. Respect to Mr. Granger, but what I think he had the power in his hand to do what he had to do. That executive power. So you can't afford for the people go astray. You got to stand up and fight the great fight.
We hear you, my brother. We hear you. We got to stand up and fight the great fight. We hear you.
Correct. That's what Moses and his people out in Egypt, right? He stand up and fight the great fight.
Correct. Correct is right. Correct is right, my brother. Thanks for coming through.
All right, you welcome. Have a blessed day.
You too, my brother. You too. We gotta stand up and fight the great fight. Having done all to stand, we gotta stand. Having done all to stand, folks. We gotta stand. We gotta stand. We gotta stand. Go, folks. The mic is yours. The mic is yours. 627-6963. Call us on WhatsApp. Let's hear what's happening on your end. We want to hear your business. We want to be having for lunch. We somebody cycling early is telling us that the storm in the U.S. is not as bad as it was last year, and so it's bearable. But we wish you guys nothing but the best in kind of navigating that situation there. You are live below the belt. You are live.
Here now. All right, good afternoon. It's 2022, not 2021.
Fantastic. 2022. It is. 2022 it
Yes,
is.
yes, but today below the belt, get 2021. Please correct it.
All right.
Bye bye.
We're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that. Thank you. We're gonna fix that, people. 2022 it is. Somebody wants to go back, but we want to go forward. Forward ever. Backward never. Mm-hmm. I was waiting for you. The mic is you. Just talk where you want to talk. Marlene, good morning. Or good afternoon, rather. But it's morning where you are. Right ahead, Marlene. Folks, if somebody's on the line, please don't call at the same time. Marlene, go right ahead. Good morning.
Yeah, you like a bacchanal. Yes.
Go right ahead, Marlene.
I was listening to. Yes, I was trying to listen to Aubrey this morning. Y'all had blackout or something.
I am not certain what happened at that, and I'm in the studio, and I was trying to follow what's happening, where the press conference is happening, or rather, where the press conference happened at Congress Place, and I'm not too certain, but I think we're gonna have the full presentation on social media shortly. Go right ahead,
We
Marlene. Go right
yes.
ahead. Some other folks are trying
Good.
to call. Marlene, hold, folks,
Yes.
folks. If you try to call when somebody's on, we're gonna get all kinds of stuff happening. So hold a focus, people. I know you all want to call. Let
Pace of
Marlene wrap up what
power.
she has to say very
And
quickly,
this is
and we'll
pace
move
of
on.
power.
Pace
Mhm.
and power. Go right ahead, Marlene.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I noticed this morning there was some school with nursing school he's biting two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my thing is, where is correct McDonald? When is correct and the PTA body?
Marlene, are you there? Go right ahead. All kinds of things happening. Bees in school, mosquitoes fetching away the school children, all manner of things. They're ready to open school, but here we are. Go right ahead, Marlene.
We are
Marlene, stay close to the mic. You're breaking up. All right, I'm gonna have to take Marlene later on because she seems to be having some internet trouble at her end. Nonetheless, guys, the mic is yours. And folks, I'm kindly asking if somebody's on the line, we hold and then we come through. We hold and then we come through. You are live below the belt. The mic is your own. Say something.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sherrod.
A very good
I
afternoon.
just want
Go right ahead. Hello. Hello. Go right ahead.
yes, yes. I have some concern that I would like to highlight. Now with this procurement situation in Guyana,
Mm-hmm.
if you give only a particular contractors
Mm-hmm. Go right ahead.
and you don't give the small contractor, what are you going to think is going to happen to the small man? Because a lot of these BK, for instance, and Courtney Ben and all these guys, they hire a lot of small men, and these small people have families. Understand? Some of these small people have mortgages, they have loans to pay, and so on. And if you want to play politics with these guys because you have a vendetta against you and don't want to give them contract, you're not really thinking about the other the other persons who, are, you're not looking at the ripple effect that it has on other persons. Because I know persons who had worked with them in the past, and now they cannot get jobs because the government apparently is deliberately not allowing them to have contracts. Then you have another situation where the small contractor, I think the coalition had put a clause in place where 5% of the procurement must go to the
20%
small
was
contractors or
20% of
something.
the Small Business Act.
Yes,
Yep, 20% of
yes,
the contracts.
but go to small contractor. Say a small contractor bid and you get a tree house to build or so on. Obviously, he will hire the small carpenters and the masons and so on. You understand? So I don't think I really like the way how this government, the government is running this whole procurement situation. You cannot politicize everything because at the end of the day,
Go right ahead. Them guys don't only want some, Them guys want everything. Them guys want everything. They're getting 80%. 80% of the contracts. The big boys, 80%. Oh, they want to eat out with the small man eating. They want the 20% too. It ain't easy, It ain't easy. There's a Small Business Act that was there since under the coalition government that says 20% of the contracts should go to small businesses. So go to the small contractors. Them boys are like that. Them boys ain't like
yeah,
that. Go right
and
ahead.
yes, and even in the pharmaceutical industry, you put systems in place where you shut out the small. Yes, you understand
Mhm.
which direction country is going, man. You got to meet everybody halfway. You can't just politicize the whole country. Or therefore, we ain't got a country.
Correct. I don't doubt you. The ideal
Yes,
thing, the democratic thing, is fairness, is equity, and so on. That's what I think you're hinting at. Meet us halfway, but
yes,
not these fellas. Not these fella.
Sher-
It is our way or is the highway.
Sherrod, that's all we want. That's all we want. At the end of the day, no man come here to live forever, and a man could get 500 million contracts. At the end of the day, you got to go leave it. So let's eat and let other people eat, and let live and let other people live, man. This 2022, we hope things change.
Mhm. We're all hopeful. We all hopeful, but I think it's not a very healthy optimism. We're all hopeful. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Thanks for coming through, sir.
Okay, thanks. Okay, sure.
Great. Folks, the mic is yours. It's yours. Yeah, take it, man. Take it. Take it. Y'all gonna rob me the mic? I give you all. Take it. Take it today. Take it today. The mic is yours. A very good day to you.
Hello, Sherrod. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go right ahead. Go right
I'm,
ahead.
I'm calling concerning the Ministry of Education or concerning the children them that is going back to school.
Mm-hmm. They ain't
I
ready.
think that it should be more rules and regulation in place to make sure that these children are safe, more safely in school, and there are rules that they could be more projective on the children behalf because the COVID-19 is at a rapid stage right now, and we need to care for our children. And I was looking at a press conference where the government is saying that there will be no closing of school. I think that is a reckless move to the people, children of Guyana, because the children are the future. And if we are putting our children in harm's way, then what will be our future? Our country is not like the rest of country who have those rapid amount of numbers. Our country is just a couple thousand people, and if we put the young ones them in
Yep.
front,
Yep. Yep.
what will be about tomorrow?
Yep. Yep. And you're absolutely correct. When you look at it from the number standpoint, just think about it. Those of you who are in the US, you know how many people have died from COVID-19 in the US. Transpose that to Guyana. You understand? Is the whole country dead? You also have had over 1 million persons who've died thus far to COVID-19. That's more than we population. That is more than our population. Is the whole country gone? And that is what, in part of our affiliate, Credible Sources, the website,
Yeah,
was saying it just yesterday. They were quoting Dr. Rohan Sumar, who says that this whole country could become infected with Omicron. And by the time we get bearings with Omicron, we got the IHU, and we're back. and we can trust Frank them. Look how they open up for Christmas. They open up so the boys them could make money, right? Open up to sporting activity. And now we're seeing the reward of that. We can trust them for keeping children safe. The Ministry of Education, 21 Brickdam, shut down yesterday. All the staff were sent for testing. They can't protect their own staff. Is you children that they're scattered around the country, they can protect? That makes sense? You're absolutely right, my brother. That's the point I'm making. Go right ahead.
Ex- Exactly, because what I'm saying, it don't make sense that you hurry out to show to show the world that you could reopen school when you don't have the protection, at least to 80%, or you don't have it under control. And Guyana is not one of those countries that have technology at its hand reach and more advanced in technology. We are a third world modern country, and we are trying to put things in place, but we shouldn't move so recklessly, so rush. We should take our time because the children are the future. And I don't think that it's a wise idea that we send our children out back to school to show the world that we can reopen school and our numbers of COVID-19 are
Yeah.
skyrocketing. That's my point.
Yep. Thanks for your contribution. Thanks for your contribution. Yep. We have to take our time. I like that. Back in the days, you said, take your time and peel your pine. Take your time and peel your pine. Marlon, welcome back. Go right ahead. We had some trouble with your audio. Go right ahead.
Yes, yes, Sharon. Well, I'm trying to figure out what are we doing with the schools and these children if it's not bee biting them, it's COVID
It's mosquitoes.
and mosquito biting up the skin.
Yep. And if you're going
Oh,
Christchurch,
yes.
is Oscar.
Oh my God. However, in Linden, we have more schools with people with COVID because you got a nursery school at Blueberry Hill. Had a child went to school because the mother's COVID positive and she keeps sending the child to school. Over on the Essequibo coast, you got places, Anna Regina Post Office, got people there with COVID. Staff go to work with COVID and infect other staff. The multilateral school at Blueberry Hill got people with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
What is Priya doing? Priya really violent. They need to close the schools and Piaxis cannot associate Guyana with America or the European countries because in America, the people putting things in place for their two teachers and students.
Yep.
Because they even have nurses and everything at the schools for these children.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't understand Catfish placing Guyana with.
Marlon, I think Priya give up. Right? That's what I think happening. Priya give up, Give up. They launched a couple of months back the Education Strategic Sector Plan, of which it should have been focusing on COVID in terms of delivering education in the COVID pandemic. That was the sub-theme for the sector plan. It was titled the Education Strategic Sector Plan, focusing on delivering education in COVID-19. Well, look at what happened, and you could judge the success of that plan. You could judge it.
That's the success plan.
five masks, a bottle of vitamin C, and a hand sanitizer. That's the success. That's the success, Merlin. 5 masks, a bottle of hand sanitizer, and some vitamin C. And go there and war with COVID teachers. Go there and war with COVID. That's the success. Marlon?
So, when
they ain't doing nothing, Marvin. Marlon, they ain't doing nothing. They're a waste. They are a waste. And the faster we get rid of them, the better.
We got to shut the damn country down. Yeah, you got to shut the damn country down.
Well, over to you, Mr. Norton. Over to you, Mr. Aubrey Norton. Over to you. Over to you. Either way. Either. Marlon, thanks very much for coming through. You are live below the belt. You're live on air, live below the belt. The mic is your own.
Yes, good morning, Sharon. I wanted people to know why they're sending the children to school. Stop sending your children to school.
Yep. All of our callers have that same theme today. The schools. What happened in
Right.
the school? Priya, what happened in the schools?
Stop sending the children to school. Why the parents allowing the children to go to school if their children?
So things are bad as you're into. I'm assuming that.
Right.
All right, my sister. Thanks very much for coming through here. Thank you so much. The mic is yours. Good morning or good afternoon, rather. You're
Good
live
morning.
below the belt. You're live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great ahead.
Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning.
Cheryl, I'm calling from the west side.
The best side.
Cheryl, yes. Iceland.
Earphone area.
Cheryl, Cheryl, a child send school Monday gone. That day when school reopened. From Tuesday, that child took sick with serious fever and headache and pain about the body. The headmistress said to the child, send a message to the child saying that she must take a COVID test before she turn out back to school. That child went to the hospital yesterday for the COVID test. She took the test. When she finished taking the test, she asked the lady there when she could come back to get the results. The lady said to her, go outside and get the number and call. You're going to know. So this morning when the child called, she called several times and she wasn't getting through. When she do that thing, the person said to her that the system is not working. She must come back and said to find out when she can get the
Yep.
results.
Yep.
Is that clear?
Yep.
Is that fair?
It
That's
is
right to that
not.
time?
Absolutely not. It's confusion on the ground, you know. The government, they're fudging the numbers. They want you really know the extent that this thing hit you, you know. They are fudging the numbers. I met some ladies on Main Street just this morning. I was looking at some craft on Main Street. I met some ladies there, and they said they were coming from the Umanayana. There's some test. There's a testing side there, and they were telling us the same thing. They ain't got testing kits. This body on the way, the body on the way. This not working. This not functioning. It's chaos and confusion, and we're being overwhelmed by COVID-19.
Yes. She said to the child this morning that the system is not working. She must come back to check to get the results.
If you got COVID, bad. By the time you check back there, if you could check back, you're done under. You're 6 feet under. Right. I hear you, my sister, and that is being reverberated throughout this country. Lots and lots of problems people are encountering just trying to get tested.
This happened at Iceland Secondary School.
What's the name of the school?
Iceland Secondary.
Iceland Secondary. Thank you very much, my sister. Thank you very much.
And she's at home until now.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
She cannot go back to school unless she goes to COVID test. And that is the report she gets from this hospital.
She gotta wait until whenever. Oh my God. All right, my sister.
The system is not working. Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. That's what happening. Folks, if I tell you, I'll say I lie. The woman come through, the trenches can say we fabricating things. This is we in a bad way. As the Trinidadians say, we in a bad way. We in a bad way. Folks, the line is open. The mic is open. It's all yours. The mic is open. Folks, the mic is open. Good to see so many of you on the podcast this morning. Kwana Mingo, Debbie, Apple, and all the other folks there. Chisung Henry. Oh, I seem to have lost my... Hold on, let me see what I do here now. Father God. Folks, good to see Brian, Leslie, and is it Charlene Madison? Fancy name. Andrew Cuthbert, Roxanne Odessa Jacobs. Great to see each and every one of you. Chisung Henry, Charlene Jordan says, get lost, catfish. Brian Leslie, good to see all of you. It's madness happening on the ground here. Guys, wherever you're joining us from this morning, great to see each and every one of you. Ensure that you share the live stream. Ensure also that you smash that emoji button. We want to see what's happening, where you are. We want to see how you're feeling out there. Marlon Thomas, pull up a red flag. Yep. When you think about how they're managing COVID locally, you know, as they say in the international community, when we look at the COVID governance, red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags all over it. Right? You understand? Red flags all over it. Folks, the mic is yours. It's not my own today, it's your own. I want to hear my own voice. Even not hearing anything in the monitors. I want to hear from you guys. The microphone, the microphone. It is all yours. All right, let me see what's happening here. The microphone is all yours. Good to see so many of you on the live. 627-6963. That's our number. That's also our MMG number. Folks, why don't you come on board and partner with us? We're available via Cash App. We're available via the MMG app. We're available via PayPal. We're available also via Western Union, MoneyGram. Our Cash App handle is in the ring 592. I think we have a caller with us. Folks, the mic is your own. The mic is yours. You are live below the belt.
Good afternoon, Mr. Duncan.
A very good afternoon to you, sir. Go right ahead.
And good afternoon to your listeners. I would like to share 2 points
Go right ahead.
with you guys. The first, the CEO, the Chief Education Officer, made a comment. I think I was reading somewhere along on the social media that he had called the teachers of school waste, and I was appalled at that comment that came from the Chief Education Officer, because you cannot blame, and there is no way would I, as a parent, blame teachers for the action of students in school, especially students that are at the secondary level. By the time a student would have gotten to the secondary level, that student was already began to develop a sense of identity and have their own personality and all kinds of things. So when that child goes to the secondary school, turns up at the secondary school, the teachers have to deal with hundreds of different personalities and all these kinds of things that's coming out of these various homes, these various families and so on. However, a child's behavior is cultured and nurtured from their homes, not the school. And to blame the teachers for the parents' fault, I find that appalling. Very much appalling. And to be calling them waste, an attack on the teachers of that school, in my opinion, is an attack on all the teachers. And the Chief Education Officer needs to apologize to the teachers.
I hear you, my brother. We hear you.
The teachers are not, let me say this, Sharad. The person who has the greater influence on a person, even adults, more or less children, are the person who provides shelter and give them their needs or their desires. Those are the persons that have the greater influence. Does the teacher over a person, does the teacher have that type of influence over their students? They have in some areas, but the person who's actually taking care of that child has that child for 19 hours of the day. A child goes to school for 5 hours. So to blame the teachers again, I would say, is unfair. My second thought, or my second point I'd like to raise with you guys is that sometime, I think it's already up in the week, you guys were on a program and Rickford Burke was there, and he was raising a point, and he asked you guys what mechanism, I'm talking about the coalition party, right? That's what I'm talking about. And I say you guys, so forgive me for that statement. I mean the coalition. He says, your supporters, you've been calling on your supporters to help you out to be a part of the movement to remove this installed government and so on. Okay. And he said, do you have any mechanism in place to protect the vulnerable? We've already seen how the government has functioned already. They're laying off people and they perceive you to be not like them. You probably, or, share a different view. You will lose your job.
Yep.
People may want to support the coalition, and there's a lot of people. You know that from your program. So people want to support this coalition. But however, the present circumstances will always take precedent over the future,
Mm-hmm.
especially if I'm coming from a parental point of view. If a person's child or children is going to be put in harm's way and danger now, and there's no mechanism to protect them, or even the parents, then most likely they'll take the stand that will protect them and their children. So, again, I would like to reiterate what Rickford Burke would have asked you guys, asked the coalition. What mechanism do you have in place to support your supporters? I don't expect you to answer that right now, but however, your own words, sir. Your own words, Mr. Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
We big.
We stupid. We big. We
We
stupid.
looking good.
Pace and power in
Are
2022.
we stupid? You know what I mean? So when you guys are going to put your mechanism in place to help you those who will be vulnerable at the hands of the government, just remember, be big. I mean stupid. I don't come around with funny.
Don't
That's all
come
you
around
can
with
do if you
funny.
want Papa.
Pace and power. Thanks for coming through, my brother.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
Sarah Duncan, have a great day.
Same to you. Same to you, sir. Folks, the mic is yours. I want to get in as many calls as I can be watching at the clock as we watch the program time. The mic is yours. 672-6963. 672-6963. That's the number you want to call. 672-6963. A lot of people, you see how this education issue affecting a wide cross-section of Guyanese. I think the government understand that, And when Irfan come out with that statement, about they ain't shutting down school and they ain't got time with that. It rub a lot of people the wrong way. Because these caring people suddenly, y'all looking thin, PPP. Y'all looking real thin out there. Real thin. Y'all need all y'all education, strategic, sector plan, and all that looking real thin. It's COVID mashing it up. The mic is yours. You are live. Below the belt. Welcome. Good afternoon. All right, I guess not. Yep. Them guys looking 10 people. Them guys looking 10. Them guys looking 10. Guys, we can't do this thing without you. We can't do this program. We can't do these programs without you guys. On Saturday, or rather than Sunday, we are continuing. We are restarting the WHIP program, looking at what's happening in Parliament. It's going to be hosted by Christopher Jones. So look out for that. You are live on air. Below the belt. Welcome.
Okay, Cheryl, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Listeners, listen up. Since I'm hearing that so many people, especially school children, are acting the virus at home, I'd like to suggestion maybe on one of the programs and have a doctor or somebody come here of the program and just make a suggestion to parents how they can care for children at home, maybe using whatever they have on, lots of people listen.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of people are on the program, right?
Yeah.
So we can get a message out because we are overwhelmed virus, okay?
I believe you. We're overwhelmed indeed.
Okay. So we can some kind of some person come in and give indication, listen, do this, that, because I was hearing the rented centers that they were out of apparatus or whatever it is. So we need to do something at home. So if you can get on your program just to listen as this program, as you're sick and you're at home, do this, do that, certain things that person hold on to themselves. Okay?
Fantastic. Thank you for that intervention. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Yep. And we're going to continue to do that. We have quite a number of doctors on our program since this whole pandemic started, but we need more of them. We need to hear from more of them. So I agree with you. Thoroughly. And the good book says the people destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Yep. We don't want that at all. Rami Leander, we want the politics. Orwin Don Cook, Paul Jones, Donald Montgomery, all you fantastic folks out there. We are so privileged that you guys are with us today. We are so privileged. We're going to take about one or two more calls, and then we're going to wrap up quickly, swiftly. Guys, if you're on this live and the hearing of my voice and you haven't had a chance to share the live stream as yet, please do that so that other persons in your timeline and so on, them fast people you got on your profile, they can be part of the conversation as well. They may wish to come and watch it later on, listening to see what we're talking about. People fast, people fast. They fast bad. And everybody want to know what happening in the ring. I tell all the time about folks like to watch and listen to what's happening to other people, listen to the stories, what happening below the belt. But when their name getting called below the belt, they enable, they enable Paul Jones, brand charity. What's brand charity? Marsha Glasgow and Deborah Clark. Good to see all you fantastic folks. Folks, our quote for the day is by Aristotle. Our quote yesterday, incidentally, was by Aristotle as well. This great thinker of 335 BC. He says, man by nature is a political animal. Man is by nature a political animal. And this rings true so clearly to me because a couple of years ago, Mr. Roy B. Pat of the Giffland B. Pat fame wrote about me in the newspapers. I don't know what vexed him. And he said, Sheriff Duncan is a political animal. And here's a statement by Aristotle: man by nature is a political animal. And here what this writer says. Fantastic book I'm reading. Folks, y'all reading anything for the new year? We got to sharpen ourselves, You can't stay one place. We got to keep moving. Fantastic book. Here what the writer says. Aristotle followed Plato and Socrates in discussing human nature, although his conclusions sometimes differed from theirs. One central defining element of humanity for Aristotle was the notion encapsulated in the above quotation, man by nature is a political animal, by which he meant that humans naturally develop increasingly complex communities along characteristic divisions of labor. I love how they put that. Human beings usually naturally develop increasingly complex communities along characteristic divisions of labor. He hastens on to say, by focusing on human beings as tending to form communities, Aristotle provided a firm challenge to the opposing notion that humans are individuals and individualistics. We think about we self. That's what we really say. We think about we self all the time. And that they can function satisfactorily in isolation and often choose to do so. Sometimes I can tell you, I ain't like the wrong people. Sometimes. The writer goes on, folks. He says, so powerful is the above quotation that man by nature is a political animal, and so influential has it since been, that few people today seriously argue that humankind prospers best in isolation. Individualism is seen as an important motivator, but few believe that detachment from society confers any blessings. Individualism is seen as important, folks, but few believe that detachment from society confers rather any blessings. Indeed, Aristotle's dictum is almost universally accepted as a matter of fact that man indeed is a political animal. And this author closed this section by saying, once the premise of the dictum has been agreed, humankind can move on to detailed considerations of its social obligations within the political framework. If the formation of communities is natural, what should those social relations look like? What are our rights and obligations within such society? We can continue to ask whether it is possible to reject society, and if it is, what the implications are for doing so. I love this quote and how they discuss it. Man by nature, they tell us, is a political animal, and they go on to say that even though, and that is why man go on to form such complex societies, we don't like be alone. Sometimes I can't take some people, but I understand that we all have to work together to move this society forward. ExxonMobil don't own this country. PPP don't own this country. PNC don't own it. AFC don't own it. But together, it belongs to all of us. It is our inheritance. And that is why, for instance, the Natural Resources Fund Act under the David Granger-led administration talked about saving some of our wealth for the future generations if we use out everything and broke up everything. What will our children inherit? Look what we inherit because of our forebearers, because of our foreparents. Man by nature is a political animal, but we need each other. Charwin, Jordan, I need you guys. Romy Leander, I need you guys. Frank Moore, Alison Corbin, we can't do this thing by ourselves. Paulette Greaves, I need you guys. As much as you depend on this program, I depend on you as well. And so it is communities we're existing in, even though we're in the virtual world, even though we're in social media, it is communities in which we're existing. Guys, that's our program time for today. Unfortunately, see, when we now get in warm up, we're watching the clock. We are watching the clock. It was our privilege having you guys. Guys, we cannot do these programs without you. I hope you find something to read. The National Library is there, free of cost. I don't know. I gotta find out if they're open for patrons in this COVID environment. But free books. You're home, find a library near you. One of the things I always do when I'm in a new city, find out where the library is, where are the bookshops. I love buying books online. I love feeling the book in my hand, the physical book. I haven't lost that feel for that book yet in my hand. We got to engage knowledge. You got to go after it. Don't wait for it to come to you. You hear we say something? Fact check, Rita. Fact check the PPP. Fact check us. You hear something happening? Fact check. I see a lot of misinformation circulating. You see a news article, find out what's the source, who write this, which news site it's coming from. Right? You hear something happening internationally, check it on CNN, check it on BBC to see. Right? Too many stuff percolating, too many rumors, too many whisper campaigns happening. And in 2022, it's pace and power. Guys, find something to read, watch good movies, listen good music, live, travel a little bit, come out to Georgetown, go and see someplace else, change the scenery a little bit. Guys, we got to do things different in 2022, because if we do things different, we get the same result we get last year. The same result. So we got to change things up. Guys, that's our program time for today. We need you guys. I need you. They vex. I see a lot of people vex. I asking y'all for funding. You think I want to borrow money from anybody? Yeah? And be beholden to anybody? Like the political lapping the political dog? Not me. I come into you, the people. That's where I come into. That's the symbiotic relationship we have. Man is by nature political animal. We need each other. So I come into y'all so that we can keep these programs going. Guys, look how many things we're doing. We're doing below the belt. We're doing in the ring. We're doing the website, credible sources. We're still building that out. And then we're relaunching our program, The Whip, Saturday, where we specifically focus on what's happening in the National Assembly, edifying and educating you guys. What's happening in the National Assembly? Y'all see how y'all funding's being spent, folks? Y'all see how y'all funding being spent? And we got other things in trailing. The 4 things we're managing right now. 4 things. And we got other things that we're planning. Other things we're planning because we understand how critical the information is and how relevant information matters to you guys. And so that is why we come and we ask you guys for your support. We got several platforms available. We got the Cash App. Our Cash App handle is in the ring 592. That's our Cash App handle, in the ring 592. At PayPal, we're in the ring 592 at gmail.com. At PayPal, we're in the ring 592 at gmail.com. We are available via MMG. As I said early on, our MMG number is 627-6963. 627-6963. And we're available via what? We're available via MoneyGram. We're available via Western Union as well. You need any guidance? Out there, guys? The number to WhatsApp is 627-6963. That MMG number is our WhatsApp number as well. Man by nature, our quotation of our quote for today says, man by nature is a political animal. So don't worry, people who say, oh, many of having politics. Politics determine the price of cheese we're paying in the market. Oh, God, plantain. Plantain is a new green gold. Plantain and gold rivaling, Matty. Plantain is $250 and $300 a pound in the market, folks. Right? If you got a plantain farm, you got business right now. Plantain and gold fetching the same price. Politics determines everything. Right? If you're going to wake up in peace and tranquility, or you're going to wake up in a war zone. Right? Politics determine if you're going to eat half a loaf of bread or a quarter, because bread gone up too. So when people say, I'm involved in politics, I ain't say you got to become a politician, you got to practice. You understand me? But by showing an interest, finding out, getting involved in some way in what is happening, you can change the course of this country. Too many people are sitting out on the sidelines watching, right? And then when them guys do negative things, when them guys do foolishness, when the jagabats carry on, we vex. We got to confront them, pace and power in 2022. That being said, guys, that's our program. Sandra Hanover, good to see you. Heaven Faith, good to see you. Rowena Williams, good to see you. Beatrice Selby, good to see you. Roland, is it Kunja? Kunja, good to see you. Roland Kunja, good to see you. Marsha Glasgow, good to see you. This country belongs to all of us. It belongs to the Jagabats. It belongs to the Nakavakamites. It belongs to Ringsiders. It belongs to folks below the belt. It's all we country. And that is why boots on the ground and we ain't backing down. That oil wealth belongs to all of we. It's not just a few. It's not just a chosen few who should benefit to fly to Las Vegas and to fly to Dubai and fly all over the place. It belongs to all of us. Pace and power in 2022. We ain't backing down. Folks, we're going to see you guys back in the ring this evening at 8 o'clock. And you know we're on our podcast every day of the week. Monday to Monday, Sunday to Sunday, Saturday to Saturday, every day. So we're back tomorrow with our podcast. We're back on Sunday with our podcast. But we're going to see you in the ring this evening at 8. Thanks for joining us, folks. Below the belt, who vex? Who vex lose? Before you go, share the podcast. We want to see those emojis as well. Share the podcast, guys. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe wherever you are and enjoy the remains of lunch. That's our broadcast. Thanks for joining Below the Belt. Who vex lose?